Well, hello Dirtfish Rally friends, for the final time from the service park here at Safari Rally Kenya. It's all done and dusted here, and what an event we have had. It has been a magnificently entertaining 4 days of rallying here in Kenya. Once again, the Kenyan organisers, the Kenyan crowds, the Kenyan drivers, Kenya has delivered for the World Rally Championship. It's been an absolute feast of colour, of joy, of entertainment, of great rallying moments. And once again, it has been an absolute masterclass in how to tackle the roughest and toughest of rallies from both Toyota and perhaps more pertinently from that man, our 8 times World Rally Champion, Sebastian Ogier. Hardly putting a foot wrong all weekend, but I have to say, 16.7 seconds between Ogier and Robin Perra going in to the final day's stages. 6 stages today, 75 kilometres. I don't think Ogier was quite expecting the fight that he got out there. He battled all weekend right to the very end. Ogier had to battle for this one. Robin Perra's pace this morning certainly was a bit of a wakener for Sebastian Ogier. He had to respond, and in responding, damage to the rear of the car. It was a proper battle that we saw out there today, and it went right through to the final power stage where, Sebastian Ogier, a huge rock smashed into his windscreen, but Ogier was the class. He takes his second win here at the Safari Rally Kenya. He has put right the problems that we all saw from him in Sardinia. Let's hear from Sebastian Ogier.
It was a hell of a fight the whole weekend, honestly. I rarely had to fight so much like this. Sometimes you have to fight hard against the clock and against your competitors, but this time it was even more fighting against all of these small issues that I had to face the whole weekend. So obviously in the same time, Calais was having a great speed, so he was not far behind, and I was thinking, when the hell am I going to be able to drive smoothly without something slowing me down? And the last alarm was probably the biggest one, with this overheating issue on a penultimate stage with a lot of temperature in the engine, and obviously some damage as well, because we finished power stage with reduced power. It was clear, and glad that we are at the end.
You knew you were going to face a battle out there in terms of the conditions this morning, but did you expect the kind of the charge that Robin Perra put on? He put some pressure on you, and did that maybe lead to the little error in the second stage this morning and the loss of the tailgate?
I mean, I think if you've seen my little it was really nothing. So I think it's okay. I hit something, so my mistake, but very hard consequences, honestly. And I think, obviously I was pushing in the stage. I have to say, I was surprised of the place he pushed, because this first stage, it was the roughest section of the weekend with huge rocks everywhere, and he go flat-eyed into it. I didn't expect that, that's for sure. But we had the pace to respond, and we respond straight away the stage after. And like I say, with this tailgate issue, of course, then it had a bit of drama again. But probably the hardest issue today was the fesh on the last loop, where, that was close to be game over for us.
Yeah, many congratulations to Sebastian Ogier and Vincent Londes. Londes now with a Monte Carlo rally under his belt and a Safari rally. Goodness me, he would never have guessed that 12 months ago, would he? What a job Londes is doing in that car. I mentioned a 1, 2, 3, 4. It means that Robin Perra did finish in second place. A great weekend for him. He clearly today had a little pop at Sebastian Ogier, but he had to think about the championship.
Our plan was to have a, let's say, clean and a clever weekend, and we definitely did that. We didn't change our plan at any point, and we still kept pushing Seb a bit, so it's not so bad.
It is impressive to show the pace you did, and as you say, you were probably the cleanest of all our WRC drivers. That's a real bonus for you. It's a real positive.
Yeah, it is. We didn't really have any issues with the car or tires even. We didn't destroy the car like some, so I think we were quite clean, not pushing too much, but still always when it was clear we tried to keep the pace up.
Were there any discussions this morning about the 1, 2, 3, 4 between the team?
No.
None whatsoever. So it was a free hand to do what you wanted out there this morning. To do what you wanted, obviously not putting the car off the road, but you could push as hard as you wanted.
Yeah, it was maybe not the idea what they had, but there wasn't a no for that either. So it was for us to decide, let's say.
Yeah, do you know what? Do you know what? If I'd been the big boss at Toyota this morning, watching what was going on between their top drivers, a rock solid 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've got the two boys at the top going ding dong at each other. You know, the moments we saw for Ogier where he lost that rear tailgate. We also saw Elvin Evans spinning and losing his rear wing. Those are moments that they got away with. They could so easily have been incredibly costly to the team. So, you know, we absolutely love the Toyota approach. We love the fact they let their drivers battle out with each other. But that no team orders rule, does it need to have a little bit of flexibility in it? Perhaps going forward. But congratulations to Kalle Rovanperä. It really was a very, very well-crafted weekend from Kalle Rovanperä. Ogier is the master at crafting weekends. He really is. Sets a strategy and sticks to it. Now, if Ogier is the master, then Rovanperä is the junior, and he's the junior master. He's learning from every rally. He watches what Ogier does, and he learns. Not a single mistake from Rovanperä over the course of the weekend. As I say, a great weekend, extending his lead in the championship as well. Super stuff from Kalle Rovanperä. So we go down then to third place, Elvin Evans. Do you know what? Again, not entirely happy with his performance this weekend, but Evans had a decent run of it. He's put himself back onto the podium here. He scored some good points, didn't make any big mistakes. We did see some moments from him out there. We really did. That spin this morning, and we saw other moments as well during the course of the weekend. But Evans's pace out here was measured, and it was measured to the point where he could control any little moments that came his way, and that's exactly what he did. We caught up with him at the end of the rally.
Yeah, in a way, it was sort of the target coming here, but still, you know, the other two guys have managed to drive at an incredible pace and still get through without issues, you know. So it's hard to then feel happy about that, let's say, but still, it's reasonable points. But of course, then the attitude has to change to the coming rallies now.
Tell me about that moment this morning where you lost your rear spoiler. Was that a kind of wake-up call for you? It was like, okay, we'll just make sure we get home now.
It was sort of a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I mean, even when I watched the onboard back, I don't feel like I'm coming in far too hot, but it just caught me out, basically. I had it marked, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite as severe. So yeah.
So the fourth of our incredible Toyotas was Takamoto Katsuta. A weekend he will never forget. From that roll and shakedown through to the incredible battling performance on Friday, where he brought a very, you wouldn't have bought that car, I tell you, at the end of the day on Friday. He brought a very second-hand looking Toyota back into service, battered every panel, every piece of the car had some sort of damage on it. That continued on Saturday, but he fought. What I liked about Katsuta this weekend was he clearly had the confidence in himself and in the car to push. You know, this morning when things were, maybe he still had a chance of that third podium in a row here, but he was sensible. He really was sensible, and he brought the car home. He delivered for the team exactly what they needed. So once again, you know, to Jari-Matti Latvala, to the whole of the Toyota team, to our four drivers, what a performance. Well done indeed. That was Richard Milner walking past, gave us a little clap there. Well, in fifth place, it is the first of our Hyundais. A really solid drive from Danny Sordo. Not the pace perhaps he wanted, certainly not the result that Hyundai wanted this weekend, but Sordo, the best of the Hyundais. You know, the timesheets show that. What they don't show, well, what they do show, because obviously Neuville is behind him, Lappi is behind him, it shows just how much of a disastrous weekend this was for Hyundai. From the highs of the 1-2 in Sardinia to the lows of the prop shaft failures here in Kenya. You know, you can't imagine, you know, the gulf between the two. It's just incredible how they can go from being so dominant on a rally that was, well, not quite as rough and tough as this one, but it was certainly rough and tough. They come here, Esa-Pekka Lappi, full of confidence, best form of his life, and he has his rally completely scuppered. He did battle up to third place at one point, destroyed by those prop shaft issues.
We need to stay positive. For sure, the pace what we had was in my opinion, very, very good. And really, the challenge for podium was maybe a bit more what I expected from myself, because it's not so simple to drive over here. But I did massive preparation work, which feels a bit bad at the moment, frustrating at the moment, but sometimes it's like this.
These drive shaft or prop shaft failures, the drivetrain problems you've had, it seems almost impossible to believe that they're coincidental. Why do you think that it's happened to you this weekend?
Very good question. There must be something related to the assembly, or something is wrong on the drivetrain line, or I don't know. I mean, the others don't have the problem, so but it's the same chassis as in Sardinia, so I have no idea. But one time it's a coincidence, second time maybe, 4 times no. So I was a bit afraid to push full throttle on the power stage, but it lasted.
Dirtfish Live Center.
But what is Dirtfish Live Centre? New for 2023, Dirtfish Live Centre has been warmly received by rally fans all over the world. Why?
For one reason, it brings you right here, right to the heart of the action.
Head to dirtfish.com, click on Live Centre and follow the rally second by second. Enjoy exclusive behind-the-scenes photos, videos and analysis. What are you waiting for? Want to get involved? Simply enter your name and leave a comment. No sign-ups or logins required.
Dirtfish Live Centre!
You know, it was another technical problem that destroyed Thierry Neuville's rally as well, that top mount that wasn't secured correctly. Hyundai have got a lot of work to do before we go to Estonia and to Finland. There's an awful lot of soul searching to be done there. There's probably a few heads to be knocked together as well within that team. They need to get on top of these problems, and they need to get on top of them quickly. Well, what about our M Sport drivers? Well, it was a story and a week of punctures, I suppose. Tanak, you know, early on in the rally, picking up a puncture, stopping to change it, dropped him out of the reckoning. Do you know what? He never seemed particularly happy again over the course of the weekend. Struggled for pace. He did win the opening stage, showed glimpses of potential, glimpses of optimism. But Tanak knows that going in to Estonia in particular and Finland, he needs to find a little more something from that M Sport car to give him the opportunity to win, I think, potentially both of those rallies. That car can win, Tanak can win. If he goes to Estonia, wins that one, goes to Finland, wins that one, his championship challenge is very much back on. His teammate, Pierre-Louis Loubet, well, do you know what? His first time here in Kenya, he finished a very creditable 7th place, didn't make any enormous mistakes, and that's the important thing for Loubet. He was frustrated at times with his lack of pace, but that's understandable coming here for the first time and learning the rally. So again, work to do for both Loubet and for Tanak ahead of Estonia, but you know, I'm sure they will bounce back well there.
Welcome to Dirtfish, where we'll teach you how to do this and this, and all you have to do is click this link. We'll see you soon.
So there we are, folks. What an entertaining time we have had here in Kenya. You know, the abiding memories of Kenya are the scenes from the stages, the incredible vistas that we saw from the helicopter. But more than that, certainly I think for all of us who were on the road with Dirtfish, it was literally what we saw on the road sections. So many fans, so many youngsters, so much colour, so much enthusiasm, so much joy and excitement. It really was quite infectious out there. The crowds were enormous. They were absolutely vast in places. The traffic jams were enormous as well, but that's another story. That's what happens when you bring something as popular as the WRC to a place like this. You know, you're going to expect a lot of people and occasionally the odd little traffic jam. So it has been, folks, a magnificent week. We've loved every single moment of Rally Kenya. Huge congratulations, obviously, to Ogier and Toyota, but also to the organising team here in Kenya. They've done a great job. Folks, thanks for joining us here in Kenya. We'll see you in a few weeks' time for Rally Estonia.